Okay. It's good and why. So awesome. Promise. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, can you go to your index.html file? Promise. Victor, your screen seems not to be on yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to set up my own. Yep.
Okay. Okay. It's very interesting. We would just get it through and then we move forward. I've seen what the issue is. All right. So this is just what happens in coding. But just enjoy it. It's fun actually. You can be building something. Now look at line 7. Look at line 7. Promise, are you there? You can unmute. You can unmute. Yeah.
All right, I'm here.
So we hear your voice while I tell you the issue. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm
Can you
with
hear
you.
me?
I'm with you. I'm with
Promise.
you. Yes, I'm with you.
Awesome. All right. So look at lines. Okay. Can you see line 7?
Yes, I'm
Hmm?
looking at line 7 now. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So the name of the reference styling tag is styles, but the name of your styling tag is style. So the issue that you are having is because of spelling. You added S where there was no S in one. So do that accordingly, and your page will be running.
Sorry, what is it supposed to be?
Did you hear that?
No,
So
what did
you
you
can
say?
see it
Sorry.
styles. You said you called it, yeah, you called it styles. Styles. The reference of the styling is the file for styling is styles. It has an S. But the file that you are using to style is just style. So it cannot find it. It cannot find the reference tag for styling. So it's either you make it style.css or you completely rename the file there as styles.css. It's either you put S in the one that there is
Okay,
no
that is
S, or you remove S in the one that has S.
okay, okay. Now I understand what you're saying.
Or the problem all this way.
So my problem is here,
Yes,
right?
exactly. So can we check it up?
All right, all right.
So load it up on the browser. Let's see if it's now working.
It's all right. Let me do that.
Google. Okay, while he's trying to load it up, I don't know. It seems like my voice is behind due to network. Can someone confirm? I don't know how best we can confirm. Hello, Bright. Can you hear me? Let's see how
Yes,
that goes.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me as speedily as I'm speaking?
Yes, exactly. I can
Oh,
hear you.
awesome.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. Okay. Because when I was trying to communicate with Promise, it seemed like the network was dragging my voice behind time. All right, that's fine. Or I think your system is heavy on some load. Maybe you could reduce what is running at the moment so you can be faster.
That's what I'm trying to do.
All right.
Abroad.
Can you see that, Promise?
Yes, I'm on it.
So you can see everything is working as you expected, right?
Yes.
So
Thank you.
just be on the lookout for spelling errors and issues, and that's you are good to go. That is nobody you don't agree with that actually. What you actually used to adapt is you will find it much easier as time goes on to spot out your mistakes. That's just it. But if it's for mistakes, that's natural. All right, nice
It's all
one,
right.
nice one. I can see you are getting your hands dirty. It's good to know that. And these are all part of the experiences. The more you get them, the more you turn or you transform and transition into where you are going to. So congratulations, everyone. Yeah, nice one, nice one. Okay, so let's move into what we have for today. All right. So we're going to be replicating a website page. All right. So I will share the page we are trying to replicate, and then we'll see how far we can go with that. I'll share it on the group, and then we'll watch as we try to do some manipulations and make it look like what we have. Just a minute, let me share it here. Okay. Hope you can see my screen, by the way. I'm on VS Code. Can somebody respond? Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we
we
can hear
can.
you.
No,
Okay,
I
so I said,
think
can you see my screen? I'm on replicate page. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see the replicate page.
Okay, okay, okay. So nice. All right. So I shared the page we are going to be using here. Can you see it? Can you see it on the chat? Please, I would like you all to open it so that we'll see how it goes. We'll see what we are doing and we'll monitor, we'll monitor the progress and know if it's actually near or similar to what we want. Have you all seen it?
not yet.
Okay, I just shared it. I think it has delivered. It should have delivered. No, I mean here, not on Discord. If you click on chat here on Zoom, you will see it as a message.
Okay.
Yes, yes, here on Discord, not here on Zoom, not on Discord, sorry. So have you all seen it on Zoom?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So this is what we are going to be doing. We're going to be replicating this page even on our browser. So we are going to start. If you like, you can just be coding along, just be typing. There is one good thing about typing code. It just builds your muscle memory and makes you remember code. And before you know it, you can sit down, type one line, type two lines, type three lines, solve algorithms, and you just see that the code is now inside your head and you are writing some nice things. But don't be deceived though. The truth about most of our work as developers is that it's not that you see somebody writing 100 lines of code out straight from the head. Let's be real. So many a times what we actually do is there are a lot of open source because I'm going to start giving tasks along the way. And maybe the task I will give, we might not have treated the assignments directly in class. But as a problem solver, you get to break it down, see the ones that are pertaining to what you have already known, and then go to open source, go to GitHub, go to Google, try to set out materials, ask online, find a way to just get something that is similar to that thing, then bring it, type it by yourself, modify it to exactly fit that solution. That is how most developers do their work. It's not like a lot of people they'll just be typing, let this guy be like this, let this guy be like this. No, there are some people that are that good to some extent, but more often than not, we actually reuse code. We actually refactor code. We actually take from templates and then build our own ideas and our own knowledge and professional understanding from what is already existing. So just like evolution is, technology is an evolution of what is already existing. Coding is also an evolution of what is already existing. So as time goes by, we get to refactor code, reorganize code, fashion it, customize it the way a particular solution or the client or the task demands. So it's a wonderful experience, to be honest. Let's just keep going. And I know that more action would take the message home. Talk time. Can you see my screen is shouting red?
Yes.
Okay, you can see it shouting red. Can anybody tell me the possible reason why? Does anybody have an idea? Okay, We have gone like 30 minutes into our time. Let's make it snappy. The reason is because I've not closed this HTML tag. So watch what happens now. It's still shouting, right?
Yes, it's still shouting red.
Okay, great. Let's just be watching when it will stop shouting. Has he stopped shouting?
Not yet.
Not yet. Can anybody look and ask and tell me try to look at the code and tell me if there is any mistake? Nobody, right? Okay. Now look at these files now. Let us even delete this one. Let us even delete this one. Whenever you open a tag and close it, there shouldn't be any shouting. So there is something that is wrong with the code. Now let me tell you what is wrong with the code. Look at where we are typing this code. Can you see that it is pointing to this guy? We are typing HTML code inside CSS
Inside
file.
styles.
Awesome. So these are mistakes that we can make at any point in this guy. But what makes you a developer is how fast you can be to spot it out and continue to move on. So we have been in, oh, sorry, let me just copy and paste this instead of wasting time. We have spent enough time already. So we are out of this guy. Let's go to this guy. Let's paste it. Is there anything shouting again?
No, it's good to go.
Exactly. So when is where it's not supposed to be, it will surely shout. As far as you are doing the right thing, then don't use your morale and think that something is really wrong. Just look around. Just look around and you'll be able to spot out what actually the problem is. So let's get moving. Can you see even in this file, it's now helping us to autocomplete, but it wasn't doing that in the other one. Can you see how funny things can be? So basically, these are the main things that we have. I just made, I don't, how many of you watched through that document that's Big Chinedu posted, our chief? Do you watch through the complete boilerplate? You can see that there, apart from header, we have header, we have footer. So that's actually typical of what a complete boilerplate looks like. We have the header, we have the footer. Footer is that place in a website where you see they are trying to explain a lot of things. Contact us, email, Discord, X, and all that. If you remember that kind of location in a site, you can give a thumbs up or just raise your hand and take it down. Are we together? Are we together? I like quick response. I hope we are not eating and joining the class. Okay, okay, okay. Please, I would like quick responses. Quick responses. It shows that we are actually participating. I think somebody just left. Bright, can you check up on Promise and know if there are any issues?
All right, sir.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Okay, I think we've spent time trying to catch up on him. If there is no response, we might just proceed. Right? Any update from you? I don't want you to be left behind trying to reach out to him.
Yeah, I just spoke with him now. He said his laptop is just misbehaving and hanging. That he used it this afternoon and the thing was working fine. So I asked him to uninstall some things he's not
He
using.
said,
He said I asked him to uninstall some of the apps he's not using. But he said the system is
oh yeah.
virtually empty. But he doesn't know why the thing is hanging. That he has tried restarting it and hopefully to work now.
Okay, yes. I think we're starting on completely shutting down and leaving it for like 2 minutes and then starting up afresh. Yeah. All right. So let's push ahead. Let's push ahead. Let's push ahead. Okay, so over here we have the main tags of the file of the HTML file. We have the doc type, we have the HTML description, we have the head, then we have the body. This is the typical templates. Now we could work around this and then add other features. So let's add those ones. We have the meta, the character sets, defining the language that we are going to use a little further, the viewports, and then the title, then linking up the CSS sheets. These are the things that we'll do in the header. So let's get it going once again. Okay, I just admitted to missing now. Yeah, so this one is cleared out, right? So we have defined the character coding. That is the language, this language that we are using to write the code, which is UTF-8, which is a character coding for English language. Then the viewport, which is the meta tag name, so that we can examine the HTML file, enable it to be examined via a browser. Then the contents, we've talked about this for a while, initial scale 1.0. So let's just move forward. Then we can add the title. What's the title? Let's call it replicating. No need for big names. Let's just get it moving. Replicating. This is good enough. Okay, so now we link the styling sheets and the styling. We link the styling sheets to the HTML. So we are linking relative to a style sheet. And then, what is the name of the style sheet? Styles.css. Sorry, href.
Yeah.
Can you suggest it for me here to make it easier and a confirmation that there is no spelling error, like the situation the Promise had. Promise, how are you doing? How is it going now? I hope the laptop is working faster or better now.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
it
yes,
seems
yes.
like it's not online again. Okay, awesome. All right. So let's keep moving. So we are done with the header. Now we move to the body. Now, before we move to the body, I would like us to look at this image again. If you look at the image, you will see that it was spread out like a desktop image. And in the upper part, there was a region where we had the words, we had the tags like the navigation buttons, we call it navbar. We had the navbar and at the header where we have the menu, the app name, we have the demos. If you're looking at the picture, we have the about nav, we have the blog nav, we have the pages navigation, we have the Bright. Yeah, you can ask your question. Your hand is raised, Bright.
Yes, my hand is raised. I said, won't it have issues just like what happened to Promise? Your styles, your styles.css is not supposed to be style. There's an X there.
I don't think it
No, it
matters.
won't. No, it doesn't matter. The
It doesn't matter. It's
name,
just the name.
if we call this bright.css and then call this guy bright.css, it will
Yeah, it's
still
just the name.
work. It's just a generic name. You understand?
Okay.
So the reason why this guy did not work, the reason why Promise Phone did not work was that he was calling style a singular as the file name over here. And then here he was describing styles, a plural as the file name. Do you now get it?
Okay. Now I get it.
Exactly. So there was a spelling discrepancy. So when it was now looking for styles, it wasn't seeing any file called styles. So it couldn't display any style. You get?
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Thank you very
So
much.
let's leave this at bright since you asked the question so that it will help it register in everyone's memory. Yes, let's
Okay.
leave this guy as bright.css and we'll be
Okay.
styling with bright.css. All right, so let's move forward. So we are going to use a header to organize this navigation. If you are looking at this thing, if you are looking at the file, you can raise down your hand now so that if someone else wants to ask a question, they can appear as up as well, and I've noticed. Thank you. Yeah, cool. All right, so we have this part of the file that's, this is the upper part. Most times we call it nav because it's the navigation point. Now you can see that all these pictures here, if it's were to be a website, these pages, these places, when you click on them, they'll take you to the key sections, the key areas of this application. So we can do something nice here. We can do something interesting here by cutting this guy out, building it on its own, cutting this guy out, building it on its own. Oh, sorry. It seems like I'm not sharing the image. Okay, so the upper part, we'll cut it out. Then the middle part, that place we have the get started, view packages, and then the image. That will be another part on its own. So we'll divide it. So front end and browser development is a divide and conquer method, whereby we divide a lot of them. Okay, promise. Please ask your question.
Sorry, I'm not seeing anything you're showing. I'm just looking at your where you're coding. I'm not seeing anything you're cutting or joining.
Oh, okay. Yes, we'll get to that. Can you check your the chat? There was an image I dropped.
I already checked the chat. It's as though once you leave, the chat's clear, so there's no chat here.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me share it again because we are looking at it from there. So let's try again. Let's put it up. So can you sit now, promise? No, promise. You're muted. Can you?
It's still okay. Yes, I can see it now.
Awesome. So we are talking about dividing this page into different parts and then getting it on the front end. So that's all about coding and front end development. You divide and you conquer. How do you divide? You break what you want to do into the simplest forms, and then you take them bit by bit until they are all done with. So we're going to start with the first part, which is we'll call the header part. So we're going to create a header tag, trying to tell our web browser that this part will be at the topmost section of our web page. So we're going to create a header tag now. Header. In the body, oh, sorry. Exactly. So in this header tag, we are going to add a navigation tag. I told you these guys on top are called navigation, nav bar. We call the entirety of that upper section nav bar because it's a stretch on the topmost part of the screen that leads us to access all the central areas, all the key areas of the website. So we either call it the nav area, the nav bar, or the navigation pane. So we are going to use a nav tag to tell our guy that we have a nav bar that we want to build. Now, apart from nav, we have what we call div. Like I said, we are in a game of divide and conquer. And the major guy, the big player in front end is this guy, Mr. DIV. You can call him Mr. Divider. You can call him Division. You can just call him for short, Div. You never get tired of the word Div because just like in chess game, is the pawn, is the most popular, the most used, and it's very, very instrumental to the success of our front end. Anything JavaScript, you can't do without HTML, you can't do without div. So div is the guy that helps us divide whatsoever we have on the front end. So we're going to be using Mr. Div to, get this project segmented, this task bars segmented as they should. So we're going to call this guy logo. Now, class, why I'm calling this guy, what I'm using this class to do is what? Okay. It's saying something. A space separated list of classes of the elements. Classes allows CSS and JavaScript. Can you see what popped up on my screen? Yeah, classes allow CSS and JavaScript to select and access specific elements via the class selectors or functions, like the method get document.get elements by class name. So basically, what is this long text telling us? Without naming this div, take for example, like I told you, it is the most popular tag in front end in HTML. Now, when we have like 100 divs in your app, how can we now say this is the particular div I want to change? That is what this guy came here to do. Mr. Class has come to give our div a class to classify each and every div according to the name we give it. So let's name this one Promise. Are we together? Okay. So this div, we have named it Promise. We have called right. We'll find something else to name Mr. Victor. So everything will be going in everything will be going in synchronization. Yeah, that's just for the fun of it though. Yeah. So okay, we're going to make a list of items. We're going to make a list of items. These items are where we would now include these other guys. Okay, sorry. So this div now, what we are going to use it to do now is we're going to use it to give the logo. So the logo or the header, take for example, in this application, what's the name? It's called Mixland. All right. So let's call this guy Mixland. I'm so sorry. We have not deployed to our web browser. Let's deploy to our web browser and see what happens. Let's connect to our web browser. I'm just showing one screen. Let me share my slides. Share. Hello, can we see that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so we have put Mr. Mixland as our logo here. Can we see that? Awesome. So we're going to take it up from there and we're going to keep moving. All right. So we're going to use something called a list to list down these items that we're going to be adding to the front end. So instead of trying to jumble up everything on that page, we are just going to do something very, very simple and nice. We are going to organize those features on this thing. We are going to list them down and space them out so that we don't take so much time calling them one by one. We just list them out, give them their different names, and then style them generally and specifically. And then we are good to go. So let's get into that. Okay. Sorry, a minute. Let me get my screen organized. Okay, so we are going to use an ordered list, like I said, an unordered list. To style these guys. So this is the list tag. This is the unordered list tag. So these guys are used basically for spreading out things, just like they are called lists. They are used for listing out items. So we are going to be using them to organize these files and then spread them out. And then, sorry, we're going to be using them to organize these files and then spread them out and style them accordingly. Yes. So another unordered list. Sorry, I'm about to bite my tongue. An unordered list is used to create a list of items. So it doesn't matter, like the English says, it doesn't matter the way you arrange those items, because we are just going to list them out, and however you feed it to it, it will accept it. So that is why it's called unordered list. You don't need to organize it, just bring them as it is. It would list them accordingly. So that's what order. Yeah. There is one we call OL, but we use that one here, which is what it actually came to be. What you now see is that as we are listing these guys out, they will be having a tag number 1, number 2, number 3. So another list is just literally like it sounds. It does not organize it according to numbers. It does not tag them with a sequential identity. Ordered list tags a list of items according to their sequential identity. So when you have Li Victor, another Li Promise, another Li right, what you now see ordered list do is that before it names Victor, it will give it the name 1. You'll be seeing it even there on the front end. 2, Promise. 3, right. So unordered list saves you that stress if you just want to list items for simplicity's sake, and that's for that. Okay, so we have an unordered list, and then we list down how many items do we have in the page, in the file. We have 4 items. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 items. So we can just go straight away and then have a list of 5 items. Li. Li. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay, we'll get done with this guy and go for a break. So please be patient with us so that we can just, get this guy running on the front end, and then we can go for a break. So we spread them out and then we name them, and then we can go for a break, have some rest, chill a little, and then come back to continue from where we started. All right. Okay, so we are going to name these unordered lists. We are going to give them a name, just like we named the div that has the logo name, the brand's name. We called it promise. We are going to name this list tags so that it will be easy for us to call it anywhere we want and be able to reference it and say, this guy is the one I'm saying. In case we have another unordered list that will be in the page, this one will have a name. So class has come to just give names. So let's get to it and give Mr. Unordered list a name. Let's call it listing. Class listing. That is awesome. Okay, so we start from here. We start from the first one. What is the first one in the first image? The first one is demos. The second one is about. The third one, log. The fourth one, pages. Okay, so let's put them in and see what happens. Did I forget any other one? Open the image again. Yeah, then lastly, the contact. Okay, so that's the only one we left behind. All right, let's see what happens on the front end. Can you see my front end?
Yes, yes.
Can you see my browser? So what can we see here? We can see these guys right here. Demos, about, log, pages, contacts. But you can see it's just right under our Mixland. But where we want it to be is here, right? Okay, so we are going to go for a break, come back, and then carry these guys and spread them out on the top so that after this Mixland, we can have our demos, about, log, and pages right there on the top. So we can take a break, can take a 10 minutes break, and by 9:15, we'll be back and then we'll get this done with. We even do some styling on it and then move over to the body section of the page, not the body section of we're already in the body of the HTML tag. So we're going to move into the body, the lower region, if you can see my mouse, in the next 10 minutes. All right, guys.
Hi, Martin. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
All right. Did everybody succeed in installing Figma?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay, we'll verify that.
What about Victor and Promise? Did they also succeed in that?
I downloaded the Figma, but it's not installing. I've tried a lot.
Okay, you've tried installing, but it did not install.
Yes, yes.
All right. I'm going to take note of that. What about Victor? I think Victor is not on his computer at the moment, right? So So
I'm here on
Bright,
the moment. Too.
what did you say, Victor?
I said I'm here on the moment.
All right. Were you able to install the Figma?
Yeah, I was able to install the Figma.
Okay. Did you also see the UIs you're expected to build?
From the link you sent or what?
Okay, let me share another link on this call. Let me share another link on this call. Hamilton, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So remember that screen at the center that is a bit simple. That's a simpler hero section, right?
Come again.
You remember the page at like the second page on the file that has like a simpler hero section, right?
Yeah.
There's one that the hero background is a bit dark, is maybe black, and then it just has some white text by the left. So I think this your build now should be targeted at achieving that. So maybe at the end of this class, they should already have started building that, and they should be able to submit just that hero section by next week Tuesday. Do you understand?
Okay, that's fine.
So once they are done with the break, try to get all of them on the Figma. Try to ensure they have access to Figma. Try to also ensure they've been able to see the screens there. Do you understand?
All right, that's fine.
For Victor, you can see Victor. Can you hear me, Victor?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm with you.
Yeah. So if you check on this call, I just dropped the Figma URL to the file again. And also let's try to take our time to read the messages on the channels. Do you get? Because I actually dropped this link earlier.
Yeah.
If you had read through properly, you'd have gotten it. And also, if I drop a message, it could also affirm that you've gotten it. Do you understand? So I'll know who has received. So if you check on this chat, if you check on the chat on this call, I've dropped the link to
Very
the
important.
email
I think
file. What did you say, Victor? Sorry, Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm coming. Let me just. I'm opening just.
okay. Sorry, I said very important. At least a thumbs up.
Yeah, at least a thumbs up just to show that okay, you've gotten what has been shared. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Victor, you have Figma installed. Bryce, you have Figma installed. So Bryce can also try clicking on the link. Then promise Hamilton will assist you in installing your Figma. If there's any issue, I can also step in. So if you finish installing the Figma, you check by the top left of your screen, you see pages. So the first page is like the welcome page. Then the second page is like the desktop UI. Then the next page is the mobile UI. Well, you guys will start from desktop UI. So with this break, just start navigating through. Then once the break is done, Hamilton will just take you guys through. Then you guys just come back to this. Is that clear? Hamilton.
Okay, so we still begin by in the next 5 minutes, or should I allow them another 5?
Yeah, you can allow them another 5. You can allow them another 5. So they could just easily navigate
Okay, we are
through
coming
and
back
to
by
make things easier.
awesome. So let's start by 9:20. All right,
All right.
guys.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Victor, have you
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, were you able to get access to Figma space?
I was from the link whenever I open the link, it's not opening from my app actually, but right whenever I open the link, it's like this, right? But it was when I opened it yesterday, it's opened fully. I think I should be saved on my other
Can you
browser.
share your
I don't know the
screen,
one.
Victor?
My screen is not being shared.
Hold on, let me check. Okay, I think you're sharing your screen, so let me check. Okay, I can see. Okay, can see you, Victor. Okay, are you seeing your desktop app? It has shown up on your desktop app now. So click on that screen. So you can leave the one on the browser and use the one on your desktop.
Yeah. So this is where I got when I
Okay, so they said what's your name?
I
So enter a
created
name you'd like to use and continue.
just enter Victor.
You can click on continue on Victor. Yeah. So just quickly answer all these little questions. They're just
I think this one just select.
question. Yeah. So you can just put a student or no. Put a software developer. Put software developer, not student. Did you get that, Victor?
Yeah. We'll see where I'm now.
All right. So you can see at the company, put at the company. All right, you can
How about
just
you?
skip that. Just skip that.
No, this is my first time. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just for designs, right?
Hold on, I'm coming, Victor. Just a moment. You can skip, just press skip on this one. Skip this one. Exactly. So look at that first one that says Core Academic. Have you clicked on it?
Yeah,
Okay, I think
it's
it's
loading.
should be okay, it's loading, right? So just wait. Okay. So just a moment. I'm joining you on the Figma now. So Victor, close that modal that just popped up on your screen. Close it. Victor, can you hear me?
To see what's happening.
Is your internet? Do you have an issue with your internet?
Yeah, this I think service. I don't know. It's just cracking. Your voice is cracking. Open it. What do you think? Can you hear me? Why is my internet unstable? What is it? Why is it unstable?
So Victor, can you hear me better now? Victor, can you hear me better now?
I can hear you. I don't know Victor's end.
Is Victor still on this call?
Yeah,
I don't know.
he is.
I don't know. So I can see Bright. I can see Bright. Bright, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can. I can. Sorry, I was
Okay.
muted.
You're accessing this from the Figma you installed on your laptop, right?
Yes.
All right. What about Promise? I think I'm seeing Promise.
Yes,
Promise,
Promise.
can you?
I told you
There's
I wasn't able to download I wasn't able to install Figma now.
Okay, but you're using it from your web. You're using it from your browser, right?
Yes.
Okay. So after this class, I would see if I could reach out to you so we could try installing it on your desktop. Do you get? But for now, you can also connect through your browser.
All right.
I can see you right here on my screen. But you're not spotlighting me. Try spotlighting me, just like Victor. Sorry, just like Bright. Are you looking at the okay, I think you're spotlighting me now, I promise. So this is the Hamilton, are you also here? Are you also on the Figma? Hamilton, you're saying anything, you're mute. I think I can see.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Can you see me? I thought I was on mute.
Yeah, I can see you now. I can see you now.
Can you see me?
I can see you now. So I can
Awesome, awesome.
I have you, I have Promise and Bright, right? So I think Victor is having some network issues. I think Victor is having some network issues, but we can proceed. So these are the screens. Sorry, these are the screens on the Figma. You can see there are different designs available here. But for a start, we should be able to build out this hero section. I promise you can carry on from here. Sorry, I'm not saying you can carry on from here. Can you hear me, Hamilton?
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was talking. I
All
was
right.
unmuting my microphone. Okay,
We
so
can
let's get to it. Okay. All right. You see my screen. I'm on the browser page. Okay, so let's go back to code section and start putting some things in order. Okay, so we have these guys listed out here. We now start styling them so we can see some changes, sorry, on our front end. Okay, so here we have this guy, the header. We'll try to give a background color to this page. As we can see from the Figma file, you see that it's black. It's black. So we'll make it black and then make the text white so that we can, follow up on what's happening here. So let's give the body a class. Let's call the class Victor. So Bright, can you see that we can access our CSS file even with the name Bright and writing it here?
Yes,
Styles.css is just a generic name. Yeah, it's just the most popular name. So that is why we name it this thing. If we call this guy another name, it would still work. The most important thing is the what? The format. So it's as far as it has this format. If we call it victor.html and then we open victor.html, it will still run. As far as inside here, we see Bright and the styling sheet's name is Bright as well. So index and styles are just like, what do I call it? The prototype, the generic, the most conversant, conventional name we use for HTML files and then for CSS respectively. Okay, so let's move over. So let's first style Victor. Right? Oh, Victor wants to, oh, sorry about that. Hello, Victor. Sorry for waiting so long, keeping you waiting so long. I just noticed that you were asking for permission to access the page. All right. Okay. So now let's go to our browser and see what happens. Here we are. Okay. No changes yet. Okay, let's bring this class name into the header and see what happens. Okay, nice. Next, please. I'm trying to see what actually could be the problem why we have our page not showing the way we want it. It's my brain jamming. Okay, so let's type something else and see how that goes. See if there's a reference error going on. Right here in the browser, let's inspect and see if the stylings that we are adding are actually working. Okay, so there is nothing here. There is nothing here. There is nothing here. It's awesome, awesome. So we need to look at what we are calling these guys and why they are not answering the way they should. Oh, wonderful. Okay, let me share my screen and then let's see what's happening. Let me share the code please and let's see what's happening. Okay, so I clicked on body and I changed it and gave it this name. And you can see the body has now turned to black. Now, text decoration, I changed it to white. It has not implemented in the front end. So this class name, if you call this class name here without calling the actual, if you are calling this guy here, you should call this guy his particular name, not the class name. So it was the issue we had here. When I called this guy, I called it Victor instead of body. And so this guy had to throw an error. So let's follow it up from this point. Let's correct this. Text declaration. Oh no. It should be it's white. Okay, let's go to the body and add the text and see how that goes. It's you can see what I wrote there, Seaborg, is showing, but okay, just a minute, just a moment. I think there's something I need to correct. Okay. So I need to give this body a class. I need to classify this body, give it a class name, and then see if I can work things around from that point. Okay, so let's call this guy main. Okay, problem is still there. This gives something better, the expected results. Oh, awesome. Okay, so the bulb we had here was, I was calling text color, text decoration color. So why color does it all? Yeah, so this is it. So when you have the background color black, the background turns to black entirely, and then we have the color white, and the text turn to white. Remember, we are trying to replicate this guy here. Okay, so it's Kota Academy. Okay. Kota Academy. We have the demos, about, blog, pages, contacts. Okay. So we have the demos, about, blog, pages, contacts. And then we have the Kota Academy. All right. So this is it. Kota Academy. So now we'll move into styling, so that we will now have these guys presenting themselves right here with just on the nav bar, without being shown on the, without showing themselves right under the Kota Academy. Because remember, what we are building is a nav bar. We have listed them down here. We have put this guy Kota Academy as the one right next to them, and then we now have these other ones between each other. So we can use what we call a flex property. What we use flex to do in React, what we use flex to do in HTML, sorry, is, sorry, I said React. React is another type of, front end writing, where we use HTML mixed with JavaScript to build front end. So that one is on another level. So what I was trying to say is, when we use flex, why do we use flex? We use flex, just like we say, to make a division of visual templates flexible. We use it to stretch them out. When we say flex grid, when we say flex code, it's just like English. We are trying to describe how we can flex out these guys, how we can design them to actually look the way we want them to look. So we are going to be flexing these guys out so that they will actually give us the interface we want for our application. So we are going to go over to our styling and try to design these guys so that this navigation aspect, this navigation region, we have a central alignment, a spaced out alignment, a flexed out alignment, and then they will display on the top part of the visual interface. So let's get this going. Position absolute. Position relative is fine. So, change, no change yet. Margin top. Okay. What extra style can we add to this? Box sizing, vivid box sizing. Yeah, so there are different stylings, there are different names of stylings. And then as we explore the building of the interface, we begin to understand what each styling gets to do and what actually is happening and how it is affecting our display. So let's try display. Okay, yes, display. Describe exactly. Okay, let's make it a flex kind of display. So see here, Victor, we are trying to put the header, the Victor tag, which includes all these nav features. We are trying to call them into a flex kind of display. And when we do that, does that work? Let's see on our front end. Okay, nothing is happening yet. Let's go back to our code. Let's see, 16. We can try another design. We can try another styling. We can use the alignment of items to see if it would align them to space out just adjacent to each other. So we give align items. Let's start. Let's see how that goes. Let's even check whether these stylings are actually reflecting on the front end. Okay, let's start is reflecting, align items is reflecting. So what happens to be the problem? Just hold on a minute. Let me key to the right tagging that I'm supposed to be using for these guys, because just a minute. I need to get this well understood. Okay, so we can use justify content to space them between, but we need to flex them in a horizontal level. So we can use CSS tricks to see what we can do to flex these guys in a horizontal level. So let's just get to CSS tricks. Yes, it's display flex, but display here. So let's try putting inside list and then seeing if this. Let's go to this one listing tab. Let's call Mr. Listing. Am I correct? Yes, listing. Display. Flex. Let's check our front end and see if that works. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So as you can see, if we don't call the styling, the space, the style where we should, we would have this challenge of, having it's not displayed the way we wanted it to. So the actual styling that we are using was correct, but we are calling it in the wrong place. So that was what amounted to us having to, be trying to debug the page when everything was actually responding. It was us that was not feeding the code the way it wanted it to be. So we can also add this flex to Mr. Promise so that everything housed under the div of Promise, we have a flex display. So I am clicking on this. I don't know if you can see this. So it shows that this div is on its own. So for it to house every other thing that is here, we need to bring it down. We need to bring it down. This one is here, housing Quota Academy. What is this one? It's okay. So that means we have two divs, which is not what it should be.
Where is Mr. Hamilton?
Hello, can you hear me?
Welcome back.
Yeah, so how long was I off?
I can't really say for sure.
Like 2 minutes or so.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I just noticed that the Zoom tag wasn't showing anymore. And then I discovered that I was off. So sorry about that. So what
No
last did
worry.
I say? Because I was already talking about putting these guys all in a div. Did you hear that? So that we can now give it a flex so that all of them will now stand horizontally beside each other. Did you hear that part?
I guess that's where it stopped.
Yes.
Okay, so you heard that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm sorry about that. That should be my network. I never intentionally put it off. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so are you seeing my CSS?
Yes.
Okay, okay, yeah. Please, if your background is not noisy, you can just keep your microphone open so that I can have some response in case of situations like this. All right. So as you can see here, what did we do? We now had to properly compartmentalize these guys. First of all, we put this space out. We put all these guys, the header, the business logo, the listing. We put all of them inside we put all of them inside a div. So this is where we are going to put them in order. So now we call that div what? We call that div space out, line 12. And if you click on that div, you see that it points to where it ended, which houses what? Which houses all these unordered lists, and also the Quota Academy. So here we can just say display flex. Now let's see what that will have to offer us on the front end. Let's refresh our browser and we can see. Can you see that they are almost standing right beside each other?
Yes, yes.
Yes, please.
Awesome. So that is it. So we can now call this guy here. We can now go back to the styling and then continue to do some amazing stuff. All right. So if you noticed, you see that the Quota Academy had some kind of margin that pushed it to be almost close to the top. So it seems to be, higher up than the other guys. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Okay. So we are going to push it down now. So what is the name of the div that houses Quota Academy? Promise. Let's go and see if there is any code written about promise. No, there is not. So let's write something about promise. So we say dot promise margin top. You can give it 30 px. Okay. Margin top 30 px. Let's see how that goes. Can you see what just happened?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it came
Yeah,
down.
so this guy came down. And now going to give it exactly. So look at what we are. This is what I want to do, and then we write it in code. So what we are going to do next is that we're going to write a code that will space out these guys. And where are we going to write it? We're going to write it in that unordered list. Remember, is that unordered list that space out, that houses these guys. Go to write that will tell it to space these guys. Sorry. Write a code that will tell these guys to space out along the span of the page. So we're going to start with that now. And after that, we'll now do a margin that would, margin left. As you can see, we want to push this guy, Kota Academy, the logo. We want to push it further from the left to the right. So what we are going to use to do that is margin left. So that when we are adding the margin left, adding more values to the margin left, the margin on the left gets bigger, and in turn, as a result, pushes this Kota Academy towards the right. So that's what we're going to be doing now. So we have it called what? We have it called listing. Say display flex. Then we can say align items. We can use space between. Is there any space between? Space between. Okay, we can use align items. We can also use margin. But if you use margin, we have to start spacing them out one after the other. So we want to avoid the type of coding that will make us to be writing spaces severally, over and over again. So added to align items, we can give a gap. When we give a gap, it will now make these guys give a type of distance to each other. So we can say gap, GAP, 20 px. Can we see what just happened? So you can see we have aligned the items, and then we have given them a gap of 20 px. So they are no more clustered up anymore. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it wider so that it will, fit to what we have on the Figma file. Yeah. And then we'll see how it goes. Can you see my screen? Can you see my browser screen?
Yes.
Okay, so can you see there is an increase in the space that was there?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So we are going to add it a little more. And when we add it a little more, we are going to, after we have increased the space between them, we are going to do one more thing. We are going to double it. If we double it, we will now come here and then push this guy this direction and take this guy down as well to meet up to the same line that this Kota Academy is. So what you are going to do is you're going to look at the margin height, the margin top of Kota Academy, add the same margin top to that unordered list, that one that houses all these navigation buttons. And then exactly, so we are going to make them all on the same line. Then we'll now space this guy using margin left first to push it. We'll push it further into the right, and then also push Kota Academy further in the right, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so Kota Academy has the tag 30px. Another list has the tag listing. So we do margin top for listing as well, 30px. Then we do margin right. Margins, my bad. Also, margin left, no left. Okay, 30px. So let's see how this guy goes now. All right, you can see where it is at. So we have made margin left of Coda Academy to be 30. We'll see it move this direction. We have made the margin top of this another list 30. It should come down to the level of this guy. So what we are expecting now with refresh is that demos will come down to the same level with Coda Academy, and then Coda Academy will move further into the right, and also this demos about blog will move further into the right. Can we see that? Hello, are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
Also, that can we see we achieved our expected results?
Yeah, we can see it.
Awesome. Now let's look at the yes. So let's look at the Figma file again and see what is happening there. Okay, so looking at the Figma file, you see that the Kota Academy business logo is the same thing, is not the same thing with what we have on the Figma. It's still, number one, the spelling is Kota Academy. That is one thing correct. We have the demos, about, blog pages, contact, more space out, and just close enough to the Kota Academy. Let's go back to the CSS. I'm gonna put this guy on other listing. Okay. Kota Academy. We say it's Kota Academy. Small k, big C. Kota. So that is it for one. We would also need to set the font type, but we're not going into that today. Normally, there are different fonts, as you can see, even in the Figma file. Exactly. Most times, Figma files also provide the size fonts for a particular file. So we can see that the Kota Academy looks like a logo and has a different styling. It has a different font style, but we're going to just be coding this thing. We're going to just be coding what the basic features like we plan to do the hero session, which is these basic features and spreading out. And after we are done with that, I think that is a good enough justice for the day. We can develop on that. We do better on that. Surely, yes. I would make the next class more insightful on faster and better approaches to tackle front end so that it doesn't look too struggling like we are doing at the moment. Okay, so that's where we are going to be taking up from. Let's call this guy. You can see in the Figma file, there's this button, get started. Let's add all of them. Let's add all of them inside one view. So that this thing is, yes, let's add all of them inside one view. This display flex at the first time. So where is that we call display flex? The name of the div is Victor, Mr. Victor. So here is that header which has a navbar, which we now call this display flex. I thought I called it in flexing. Okay, flexing was not called here, so you can still use scale. So header. Then we have the nav. Under the nav, let's have okay. So let's have another div. Or let's call it button. It's actually a button. And then what's the name of that button? Get started. Let's see if Mr. Get started displayed on the sites. Hello, can we see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we see that everyone is mute? Okay.
Yes, I can see
Okay,
it.
okay, awesome.
We can see
So I'm
that.
glad we can see. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so we have a get started button maybe. Now, we want to know the color of this get started. We don't just want to call it. So I'm going to Figma file and source out the color. By doing what? Can you see what I did? Hello?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
please try to follow up. Okay, so can you see I clicked 3 times. I don't know how many times you have to click it on the Windows. Click 3 times on this. One, it opens the layers folder, the layers directory, direct to now show me that this guy is a button, and then show me some of the features, including here on the right, the color of this button. So as we can see, what's the color? The color is CCCC.
CCFF
Okay.
68. 8B, sorry.
Yes, 88. So we can't start something and start to memorize CSS hex code now. So Figma made it easy for us. Look at it. Just copy. And then we come here. We call, go back to it. Okay, you can call this button BTN. So we have dot BTN. Okay, sorry for that. So here in the button, we will now have a name. We will now call it background color. We just paste that code. It's helping us. It's trying to help us give it a name automatically. So let's see this and check off how it goes. Let's see this and know how it ends up. Awesome. 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 Can you see this? Can you see this? Can we see that we have the same color? That we have the same color of that Figma file right here on the get button. Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So one more thing we'll have to do is we'll have to space it out. We'll have to add it to the container housing the flex that helped us make these guys space like this. And then we'll increase the padding, increase the border radius. So when we increase the padding, we increase the border radius, we take this guy, push it to the far right end, remove these dots, we see that we have something similar to what our Figma file has for us. That's just it. So let's get to it. Let's add this guy with some padding and with some border radius and see how it will turn out. Let's do 10px. Let's do assume some border radius and then some. Let's see how that comes out. Okay, so we load it. Can we see more similar
Yes,
to what we
yes.
have there? But not exactly. This one is less rounded than what we have on our front end. So we're going to reduce the border radius by 50% and then we'll add it to flexing. Just cut it in half. It was 10 for 100, 10px. Now we make it 50 and we see it's less rounded. Did you notice the change there? So it's less rounded now.
Yeah.
We can just add the
Yes.
padding. Yeah, we can just add the padding to be just a bit more and then we move ahead. Let's then make it 14. Yeah, not too bad. Then we move forward. So as you can, it seems like this flex, display flex that we styled this then so is not effective in our That is because was called to have a display, a flex display. Yes, as you can see, a listing is the one that has flex display, display flex. Now, does this have display flex as well? I think so. That is who is it again? That is flexing. Flexing. There's no flex in here. There's another guy that has Victor. Victor has display flex. Victor is the header tag and has a display of flex. So is this guy supposed to work because we have given it a display flex and it is not displaying? Yes, we can still make it work, even as it is not yet showing the display flex we call, because there are a lot of other stylings that we did there that we might consider to refactor, but we are not refactoring them straight away. So we are going to use display flex to add to the div where this guy is housed in. So we can bring this guy in here. We can bring guy in here right under this div that houses the unordered list. And what will happen is that this unordered list, which has a class listing and has a display flex sizing, will now make our get started button join the queue, join the bandwagon of people that we are displaced with flex. Okay, so let's check on our browser and see if that happened. Okay, so can you see what happened? Can you see it has moved up and it has looked somewhat bigger? Can we see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all right. So let's see how we're going to fix this. Let's see how we're going to make it work. All right. So back to the code. We're going to use what we call justify items space between. We're going to use it to give some more space to this guy, or we could also space out our button and take it to the end of the page. So we can do this button ETL justify items, justify contents. We're going to choose items and we're going to do what flex end and see if it will push it to the far end. Okay, okay, that didn't work. That didn't work. So we'll try something else. Moment. Yeah, let me just confirm something a moment. Yeah, so we planned on using space between justify contents. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at that and see how that could help us, push these guys around and space them away from each other as it stretches to the other end of the page. Yeah. So who are we going to use to do this? We're going to use nav, styling with class name flex. Okay, we have not called anything on flexing. Interesting. So dot flexing. Space between. What's happening? Can't see space between. Oh, I'm using justify items when I should use justify contents. Yes. So justify contents. Will you now show me what I want? Awesome. Can you see space between? I think that's where our problem was from. Okay, let's see how this goes on the browsing. Yeah, interesting. Thank you for your feedback. I so much like it. My goodness, what did I just do? Okay, so can we see that these guys have almost a similar space around them? Let's inspect this.
Yes.
Okay, but still, we need them to stretch out. So we still have a lot of gray area space left, and we need to call them. We need to push them and spread them wide across, not just with typical native primitive code, such that it gets how do I put it? It's not responsive according to screen size. We're going to do it applying modularity so that whenever we have a wide screen, it's going to spread that way effectively. So this is what we have. We have nav flexing doing this much for us. We have Victor doing this much for us. We have main covering everything, the hero section itself. So as you can see, these are the tags, and you can see how much they can affect the styling. So the guy in charge of this guy spreading all across the screen is what? Victor. So we can look into Victor and see how we can use Victor to push these guys farther apart. Okay. Here we can add this space between here again and see if that will boost up our results. Space between, then reload the browser. It's still the same thing. So we need to find the spacing that would one by one space them out individually. So we can use width and see how much that can go. Victor can call Victor. Say have this wide. Okay. So since we have called this guy, how many px did we give it? We gave it 100 px. Let's know if this Baba will change and look wider. Can you see what happened? It looked even smaller. Now, let's try to use full screen and see what will happen. See, maximum content. Let's see what maximum content would look like on the browser. With maximum content. Okay. You give the desired effect with maximum content. No. So let's try to use 200 px and then let's see. Okay. So as you can see, it's still going within the confines of this guy, this this Victor, this space. Basically, it's going within the confines of Victor and the main. So we can look at the main and see if there are any settings in the main that are affecting the widespread of our navbar. Okay, so let's do this. This is main. So let's see the styling and then know if there are anything that we can add to make it look better. So let's use with fit content and then let's see if that causes the content to fit to the fullness of the screen. So it's still the same way. Still the same way. Okay, let's go for 5 minutes break. Then meanwhile, I'll try to debug this and actually pick out why it's not spreading. And then by the time we come back for the, I'll tell us why. And then we'll have these guys spread out. I'll explain them better. And then I think that's good enough success for today. We can remove these dots. After that, we remove these dots. And then I explain to you, okay, I will do it over again, even if I've done it. And then we get to spread these guys across the span of the hero section, across the span of the header section, and then that's all for today. So please give us, let's have some 5 minutes of play.
I can't hear you, Hamilton. Are you there? Yes, I.
All right, let's continue. Let's round up. Let's round up for today. Can I get a thumbs up if we are back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. Promise, are you there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay, awesome. Okay, okay. So let's put ahead. Okay, so we're going to go to the main file and we're going to look at the changes we need to make there that will help in making our page look better. So one of them is the width. Might need to adjust the width to 100% instead of its content. Let's do 100%. Let me see. if there are any changes to the visual interface. Reach it 100% and stay where it is. Okay. Okay. Let's use this guy as well. Where else we call with? I think there's somewhere else we called with. Okay, there's no other place. Align items, center, justify contents, space between. Width, yes. We called it here. And we did not vector width. Okay. Let's see what that does. It helps to do. Okay. That brings us back to the last milestone here. Then we need to take off these dots. These are called
Bullet.
list styles. Yes, yes. They are called bullet points here. Yeah, for real. So we need to go to listing and then we need to remove them. Listing tag for the unordered lists. We go there and then we say list styles none and see what happens.
Where did you get it from? I didn't see your mouse.
Listing. Can you see this unordered list? Listing.
Yes,
Can you see now?
yes.
Okay, so this is where we want to now take away those bullets, like you said, the bullet points. We now want to take away those bullets because if you see in the Figma file, there were no bullets. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I now went to this listing, which was called here, and then I added list style none. So let's go to the front end. Let's go to the browser and see if that's worked. Where was I before? I was at the code, right? Can you see the code?
Yes.
So I said listing here. Listing is what houses all these places where there were bullet points. Do you remember? I said unordered list. So because it was an unordered list, it just gave those bullet points for us to know that these items are listed out. So now, if they were, like I said, an ordered list OL, you now have 1 and 2 and 3 serially. So, but that bullet points that it gave, we don't need it. Why we actually made it an unordered list is so that it will be easy for us to spread across the chain of the navbar and then style them accordingly. So we are going to take away that listing tag, that listing abbreviation in the brackets in this bride.css file, calling this guy, this class, and then using it to modify whatsoever content. So that's what we came here in line 22 of the CSS, and we now wrote list style equals to none. So let's go to our web browser and see what that turns out to be. Can we see that?
They are all out.
They are all out. So we have removed these styles, this styling. So we have removed it out. Now, one thing remains undone. One thing remains unattended to. That is what exactly to spread this guy across the length of the page.
Yes.
Okay, let's get to that. Okay, Okay. Excuse me. Let's see if there was a change with this change. There was something new with this guy I just changed. What did I change now? There was something I changed. Let me see. Okay, I think I wrote something concerning the position. Yes, position relative. Yes. Sorry, had a break in the transmission. Okay, break in mental transmission. Okay, can you see the web browser now? Yeah. Can you see it, Bright? Promise, Tinedu.
Not yet.
Victor, sorry. Victor is no more here. Victor is no more on the call. Am I right?
Yeah, Victor is not there. He left.
Okay. I hope there is no admit request that I have not attended to. Okay, no, he has not made a request to be admitted. Okay, so I've refreshed after changing position to relative, but there are still no changes. So how do we fix this? We have to fix this by watching each and every line of code and knowing any repetition that was not necessary and taking it out. So that would also help us in. Okay, right. What did you want to say?
I can't see your web browser.
You said
I can't see your web browser.
you can't see my web browser.
Yes, please.
I'm on it currently. Check your network. I'm on the web browser, the place where we are seeing the changes we are making in the code base. Yes, that's exactly where I am, right?
I'm looking at it there.
Okay. Right, you can refresh you can reload your browser and hopefully it will show up. I think it's a network related issue. You can see it, so it's not from my end. Just check up on your end, okay?
Okay.
All right.
See.
Okay. Glad to hear that. So Victor is on full scale. Okay, promise. What do you have to ask?
Yes, I want to know, how do you come about this place I'm looking at now? How do you come about them?
Okay, if you right click in your browser, you see what we call inspect. Okay, let's just briefly look at that. If you right click on your browser, you see what we call inspect. It's only my screen that is on, nobody else's screen. Okay, so just do that on your end. Since everybody's screen is not active, let's just continue and see if we can just get through with this bug immediately. Spread this guy
Right.
out.
Sorry, from which?
If you're on your browser and you are your
Yes.
mouse, you are just hovering on your mouse. One thing you can do is take, for example, so you can see my screen, I'm still on the browser, right?
Let me go back to your screen.
Yes.
Okay, so my mouse is at get started, right? Can you confirm that?
Yes.
Okay, so I right click there on get started, and then can you see that
Okay.
option?
Inspect. Yeah, inspect.
Yes. So can you do that on your end? Let's see how it goes. Click on it.
Okay, that is if that is when your when you're coding and you're checking if if the effect is shown, right?
Yes, exactly. You can use it to do a whole lot of
All right.
things. It's an amazing.
All
We
right.
can
All right.
use it to even manipulate the DOM on that website. You can use it. Some people use it to do some crazy stuff. And if the front end was not securely written, they can do some. They can refactor the code of that website and execute an action. And then, as the website reloads, that window gets closed. That window gets closed. So there are a lot of amazing things you can do. So have you clicked on inspect?
We are not inputting the codes yet. We are just following you. When you're done, we'll try it.
All right. So when you click on inspect, it will now show you these guys. So this one shows you the stylings. As you can see, it's showing us the stylings we used here, showing us what's up with that. The button, the padding, we gave it some padding, we gave it some border radius, we gave it some margin right. If you remember, that was for get started. So as you can see, because I clicked get started, it's now highlighted it where the code is here on the browser. So you can use it to, look at the code that was written, but it's not exactly, if you look at this, you see that to some extent is HTML. Is entirely HTML. But as you go on, you find out that some of the detail that are here, you don't really need it. So this guy here is almost copying everything you wrote on the ID. Can you see doc type, language, head, meta name, title, link, head, class, name, header, all these guys. You can see them all right here. So this is going to be explaining to us, this is going to be telling us what we are doing and how it is being represented in the code base. If you start writing some more or advanced code, you might find out that not everything will be given out serially here. Take, for example, when you are writing React, when we now move into React, when we combine JavaScript with HTML, having an XML file, you find out that it will now break that React app to the HTML nitty-gritties. And then you see a lot of these tags, a lot of these tags filling everywhere, which might be too much to read. So that's just for that. This console is where you can see what is really happening. If there is any data popping up on the front end, this is where it will show you. If there is something that is working on your VS Code that will not work on the website, it might throw a white screen. If it throws a white screen, it is the console that you use to, bring it back to light, see where the problem is. This is sources. You can just explore this place. Nothing much. Explore it and then you will love it. So let's try to see how we can get through with this before we close for the day. It's just a simple style that is holding us back, or it's just a simple addition that we shouldn't add that is making this not what the way we expected. So let's just wait a bit. Okay, Victor is back. Victor is Aloba I. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
It's
My
100%.
Wi-Fi dropped.
Okay. I think there are network issues generally though. So mine is a bit unstable. I'm just glad that I can be heard. It's warning me over here that the network is not strong. Mm. Okay, so I'm trying to see what we can remove and what we can add to make sure this fits fully into our screen. So the button is in good condition, the padding, the border radius, the margin left, the flexing, justify content, space between, which was added for the unordered list. Yes, for the nav list is in perfect condition. What else? The button here, promise, yes, space out, listing, gap, okay, I added gap, I added something to gap, display, align items, list style, okay, margin top, display, align items at Victor, do we need that? Victor, align items, center, no, I don't really think we need that. Okay, so let's check. Okay, did we see it spread out a little more?
Yes, it did.
Yes, but it's still not what we want. And we must have it the way we want it, because that is how we are going to get paid if this was a contract, if this was a front-end page. We're not going to come back and tell them that this is how we should run. So they should manage it like that, that the website is responding well. Okay, so permit me to look into this, and then in the next class, we'll have a more detailed this thing. I'll bring it forward tomorrow, and then I will share the code, and I think we can practice with that and then get something interesting working. So I would reorganize this code, this styling, place them in the order of main, Victor, flexing, space out. Okay, main, Victor, flexing, space out. Yeah, so I'll put them in the order according to where am I at now. Okay, yeah. So here in the code base, we have main, Victor, flexing, space out. This is main, Victor, listing, space out. So I'm going to organize this accordingly. Flexing will come up, and then the index file. And then the index file, sorry. And then the index file, we are going to, sorry. Sorry for that disturbance here. So we are going to organize this, then give you feedback on what we did, what I did to get this in order, to get the web page in order. So, like I said, it is just one styling that is keeping us away from pushing this guy to the far end. And it might be something that we have written that is blocking the actual effect of the spread out on the screen. So I'll leave it at this point, and by tomorrow morning before me, I will get back to us on the code, and I would like us to replicate that code. I would like us to have that code running on our listing. Don't copy and paste. Just type it in so that by the time I start asking, I will also try to explain each and every style and then what it was able to effect. And then also get to the root of that matter, trying to address how these things can actually be a problem in us completing our our visual interfaces, even as we code. So these are normal things that we see sometimes. You know it today, you might not know it, you might not remember it tomorrow, or you actually know what you are doing, but there is something else that you have done that is stopping it. So it's just the life of a developer. You have to be just up at it, knowing where the mistake is coming from. If you don't know it, trying to know where the mistake is coming from. And with that idea of where it is coming from, the solution is inevitable. It cannot just hide. So we're going to get to see what happened that didn't make this guy spread out. And I'll get back to you before 12 noon. And I will give you the code snippets, the organized CSS styling. And I want each and every one of us to replicate that on their local machines. And then I think that will be a good enough assignment for us to push up on. So I think we can call it a day here. We can
All
call
right.
it a day.
All right. Great job, guys. So by tomorrow, we'll be sharing you guys like some resources that will also guide you guys to build out that hero section. Like Amazon said, we also provide the source code to which he has achieved what you currently see. And yeah, we also drop some other messages on the channel. And then if we drop messages on the channel, just if possible, just drop just drop a thumbs up or just reply to the message so we could confirm that okay, you've gotten them, right? So yeah, so yeah, that should be all. That should be all for today. And we'll catch you guys in the next class. Does everyone have any questions?
None from my side, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
All
Bright?
good.
Okay. Victor, what about Victor?
All good. All good. That's fine.
Okay, what about Promise?
Very fine.
Okay, I think that should be all for tonight. We'll share you guys some resources like I said, and you guys should take your time. Don't be in a rush. Actually take your time. If you want to pause it, you can pause it. If you want to take a break on your own, you can take a break on your own. You could just ensure that you're in your best mood. Maybe if you want to take a cup of coffee and put a music in your ear or something, just ensure that you're in your best mindset, right? To learn. So if you want to pause the if you share your video, if you want to pause the video, you could pause the video. If you want to go back or you want to go forward, you could always do that. Just to ensure you don't miss anything. Just to ensure the knowledge sticks, right? All right. I guess that's all for tonight.
Yeah.
Catch you guys in the next class.
Okay,
I have a
someone
question.
wanted to say, yeah.
You will share the video, right? And the last class we did on
Yeah.
Tuesday, I don't think you shared the video too.
Okay, so the last class we did on Tuesday, there was no need for a video. The reason there was no need for a video is because I needed you guys to have also covered up to what we have learned in this class before I give you guys the video. Do you understand?
Okay. So
Exactly.
makes
So
sense.
after this class, you'll be getting a video. Do you understand?
Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's all have a nice day ahead. Cheers.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Chief, I'll get back to you very early in the morning.
All right, no
Talk.
problem. I'll also reach out to you in case I don't
Okay.
get your response. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
bye everyone. Good night.
All right.